What's up, ladies? So for today, we are focusing on squats for our Reform Friday. There is so many different variations of squats. We have front squats, we have back squats, we have split squats. Let's just get down the basic foundation of doing a regular body weight squat in general. If we can master the body weight squat, all the others start to become easy. So regardless of your exercise experience, everyone has a different way of squatting. There's not a perfect form. There's ideal form when your body is under load like a weight, but there's no such thing as a perfect form for a squat. Me, when I squat, I've had 3 ankle surgeries. So when I squat, I slightly shift a little bit to my right leg, knowing that I have to be conscious when I'm squatting to shift my weight sometimes. So my squat, I'm a little wider because I have less ankle range of motion, and we'll talk about that. So I'm a little wider. When I squat, I'm here. Notice how my chest comes forward a little bit. I have long legs. Your torso, size of your torso, the length of your legs sometimes plays a role into what your squat form will look like. If you got shorter legs, you can get into a deep squat with no problem. I got a long way to go down. I got long legs. So when I squat, I lean a little forward. Now, let's say I had perfect ankle range motion. If I had perfect ankle mobility, now I can stay upright. And you see how I'm able to stay upright when I squat? Because I'm able to get deeper at my ankles. So when you're improving your squat form, there's a couple of different things we want to look at. The first is mobility. When we go here, we need a good amount of ankle mobility. We need a good amount of hip mobility. So let's work at the hips first. We want to work on our adductors. Simple thing like this, doing a butterfly. Doing a butterfly in this position, you should feel that stretch and really just sit here, take deep breaths, and let your legs fall down. For all of these stretches, you're gonna do 1 minute. So we're here feeling that stretch. You can use your elbows and push down. We're gonna hold for 1 minute. We're just stretching the inside of our thighs out. We've done that. Now, if you can get in this position, this is another great stretch where we're here. Now we're working on the inner part of our thighs again, but isolated. And you may find yourself leaning over because you have tight adductors. Push yourself up, hold this position. Try to be nice and tall and hold. Deep breaths, hold. Hold this for a minute, and then you'll switch sides, and you can do the other side. If we can't get all the way in this position, that's fine. Do what you can. We can go 90-90 like this, hands behind, and we can rock. This is another way to do the same thing. Try to get your knees down. We're rocking. You come here, hold this position, you're starting to get a little bit of that stretch. And over time, as you start to get more mobile, now we can really get into this position where we're down and we rotate. So it's the same thing. It's just now we're working, this is the beginning, and eventually rotate that nice long stretch on the inner part here. So we're working on the inner part of our thighs. Now we'll go on our back. We need to work on the outer part of our thighs. So this is where we go, the external hip rotators. Foot up here, you can pull this way. Sometimes people pull this way, you should feel that stretch. I don't necessarily like pulling that way, but it's your preference. You can pull up, and what you want to do, his hand pushes down this way, just gently, and you're getting a nice stretch in that outer hip. And you're gonna hold this for 1 minute, then switch sides. If you wanna make that an even deeper stretch, I like to go here, hands down, turn my body. You may hear my back crack, and then there's a nice stretch, long stretch in that glute, and we're able to get some of your glute medius as well as we're here, and not just the glute max. So we're stretching, we're good, perfect. And you may be wondering, but doc, how's all of this gonna make me improve my squat form? Think about it. At the bottom of a squat, if I do one leg, at the bottom of a squat, I'm in this position here, right? Imagine this leg is here. I'm in this position. So I have to be flexible in here. I have to be flexible out here to be able to comfortably sit in this position and drive out. So your next movement, I still need to work on in here, in this position, leg out, and we're just gonna rock back and hold. Just feel that nice stretch in here. Put some pillows under your knees if you have some knee pain, and rock back and hold. Nice stretch. 1 minute, and you just hold 1 minute. Then you'll switch to the other side. Last stretch. I'm calling these stretches, but it's a mix of static and active stretching that we're doing. Putting this position here, again, if you got some knee pain, put some pillows under you. And then what we're gonna do is try to lean forward. This is gonna stretch all of through here. Because what is this motion? This is the bottom of my squat. My ankles are bent, my knees are bent, and I'm sitting. Now I'm working on my hip flexors, which can sometimes be tight and cause that pinching pain that I feel at the hip, the pinching pain that I feel at the knee. Everything is connected. So I'm here. You should feel a nice stretch in the front of this leg. You should nice stretch through the inner part of your groin and your thighs, and we're holding here. What you can do if you're tight at the ankle, after you've done your minute, rock back and forth. Push, get that nice and back and forth. Rock, stretch out that ankle, back and forth. And we're done there. And you should start to feel a little loose. For some people, that does it. If you got good ankle mobility, doing that little bit should do it. And now when you do your squat, you should be able to get into that squat a little more comfortably because you've opened up your hips and you gave yourself a little more room. Alternatively, let's say your hips aren't the issue. It's you got these tight ankles because you don't stretch. Come over to a nice fancy wall, put that foot up, and just stretch out your calves. Sometimes it's your calves that are tight. Stretch out your calves. Keep it up. Get a nice stretch. I need this too. Try that. Switch sides. Hold for about a minute. Get that nice stretch. If you can't get your foot up because your legs are just that tight, put that leg back. Do the same thing. You're working the back leg. Get that nice stretch. What I like to do here, because there's two muscles in your calf, your gastroc and your soleus. Your gastroc crosses the knees. So what you're doing with your gastroc, you want to keep your knee straight when you're stretching. Your soleus doesn't cross at the knees. So in order to stretch your soleus and take out your gastroc, you need to bend your knee. So if we bend our knee slightly, now we're stretching our soleus. Both can be beneficial. So we've done our stretching. Now, what I want you to do is start working on your squat form. There's a couple different ways we can tackle this. If you did that and you try squatting and everything looks good, then we run it and we're good, right? Then your squat form looks better. Don't overthink it. I promise you, do not overthink it. Your body's gonna do what it wants to. Because if we're squatting, okay, this feels good. I got pain right here. I'm just gonna squat to right here till I get good. And over time, you get stronger, then we're gonna start getting lower. I'm gonna keep going here. Okay, now I get lower and lower over time. But other alternatives, if we're thinking just body weight squats right now, put this ball behind your back. What I don't want you doing is this. You see how I'm leaning and I'm squatting? This is all glutes. It's not working on your quads because your line of gravity is back behind you. What I want you to do, this is your support. Stand up tall. You should still feel it in your quads. Now when I come down, you see the difference? My chest is upright. Now my quads are getting some work and I'm building the habit. The ball should roll up my back. That way, when I get away from this, I'm used to this movement right here. So I would recommend doing it this way. If you have a TRX, hold the TRX in front of you, and you can do the same thing. Now, let's say we've tried all of those things. You want to move away from squatting, but you're not able to perfect the form just yet. Use one of these. It could be this. It could be a plate. Just use something sturdy. Put your heels up. What this does is, if you look here, my foot is flat. When I squat, I'm going into dorsiflexion immediately. When I do this, there's something called, this is dorsiflexion, foot up, plantar flexion, foot down. So if I'm in plantar flexion, I have more room to come all the way up versus when I'm already here when I'm standing. Hopefully that makes sense. So what I'm doing is putting myself in a plantar flex position by raising my heels. So now when I go down, I have more room in my ankles. So now when I'm squatting, I can get lower because I don't get locked up at the ankles while keeping my chest upright. This is another alternative to be able to get better squats while you're working on your ankle mobility and your flexibility over time. And that's it. I think that's enough information for right now. Hopefully this Forum Friday was beneficial. Work through your mobility, work through your stretching. Post a video of you doing the stretches and you doing the squats in the group so that we can critique and give you some feedback to improve your form. Again, there is not perfect form for a squat. Everyone's body is different. Your makeup is different. Your limb sizes are different. Do what feels the most comfortable for you, and we tweak and we iterate until you find what works for you, what gets you stronger, and gets you one step closer to your goals. Till next time, peace.